What's up, y'all?
How do I say your name?
Majdi.
Majdi.
Yeah,
That's cool.
okay.
What's up, man? How are you? How can we help you out become a better wholesaler?
Hey, y'all. Well, first, I just want to say thanks for everything that y'all do. I love your dynamic and always try to tune into your show. And the beginning intro always gets me hyped no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Especially before a set at the gym. So
I'm telling you.
There you go.
Has to be before
I
the
should
gym.
play that during the gym, dude. That's maybe.
Oh, we got the big speaker, don't we?
I got to replace.
God.
That would be funny.
totally.
Actually, that's a great little video we can do.
Honestly, yeah. Let's do it next time.
We like to work
should.
out a lot together,
Yeah,
but
so-
he's starting to publicly shame me, so it's
No,
not
oh
good.
my gosh. All right, let's break it down. What's up? How can I help you out?
Yeah. So going into this new economy that you guys are just speaking of, I'm currently actually working pre-foreclosure lists. I don't know what you really consider a deal. For me, I consider deals as a wholesaler as if once we get the check. We've had contracts locked up. We've been JVing with other wholesalers essentially, and they're just not getting dispoed, assuming that they're locked up too high. So now we're just kind of drawing blanks here. We're like, okay, let's just focus on pre-foreclosures instead of JVing with people. I'm in the Colorado market, and that's something that we're just trying to do. Do you think I should just, what do you think I should do with just like how we're not able to get them dispoed? Should we just focus? Because I'm working with my girlfriend in this job too, and she's doing the dispo side. I listened to what you guys talked about with women, and I agree. I'm trying to get her more familiar with the acquisitions, but she's not really sure what she's trying to do yet. So what do you kind of recommend between that dynamic
How
with
long?
my girl?
How long you been dating her for?
It'll be 4 years next week.
Okay, so just understand the dynamics with you personally. Don't try to make her do something she doesn't want to do. I'm telling you from personal experience. Okay.
Okay.
It's a business, but yeah, okay.
And the second one are you doing this virtually, or is this your local market?
This is my local market. I do virtual. Like I have a contract locked up in Illinois virtually through JV.
Okay. So so the problem with virtual is getting the price right, like finding out like, okay, what's the right now? Dispositions is rarely ever the problem. Like, because your disposition person can say, Majid, it's just too high of a price. I can't move it. And so you're going to have to reevaluate the conversations you're having with sellers. And I'm here to tell you from like this week through the end of summer and fall, it's going to get real interesting. Meaning a lot of people are going to want to sell you property. Like all of a sudden you're going to think like you're a magician. I'm here to tell you, if you don't get the right contract prices, you are going to drive your dispo person nuts. Okay. Moving forward, you're going to have to pivot from buying just what you call discounted deals to buying only from motivated sellers, because a lot of people who've just started wholesaling, especially in the last 3 to 5 years, have focused on slight little discount on prices. Sometimes it works, but like going forward, that's going to be a real struggle for acquisitions. Meaning, we are only buying deals where people are motivated, meaning they have to sell. They don't have a choice; they have to sell. The person who wants to just, okay, Rick, you offered me 190. I'll do 195 now. I told you 230 earlier. We just like, listen, I'm sorry, that price doesn't even exist anymore. Let me know if you want to talk to us. We have a lot of deals. We only have so much money. And so you can't, let me ask you this. Are you doing the acquisitions?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm working with a title company. They send me pre-foreclosure lists every week.
Okay.
And then I just skip trace the list. And then I send an SMS blast out to them. A lot of people just tell me to F off. And then I just sift through those. And the ones that are like, hey, let's chat, I go either a little deeper in the conversation through SMS, or I try to get them onto the phone, and then hopefully get to the point where I can go to their property, check it out, and stuff like that. But now I'm kind of noticing that I'm not getting any replies, and I think that's because they're kind of in the middle stage where they're kind of like have their head in the sand and they're in denial. So trying to figure out how I can gauge when they're near that auction date. Is there any way that I can tell?
So I'm here to tell you, like, so foreclosures, there's multiple phases. In the beginning, either they're scared to death and they want to like do a deal, or there's one that are just completely ignore everything. And then once they get one late notice, it's automatic. They're like, I'm not worried about it. Then they get the auction date. I'm here to tell you, the people in the auction, we get this call all the time to this date. Within 30 days of the auction, it's a real challenge. You got a real challenge on your hands because typically you got to pay a lawyer to even intervene to stop the sale. And that means they're desperate. They want to sell, but it's you're kind of out of time because you're stuck. I'm not paying for a lawyer in the last 30 days because it's a risky venture. So you got to kind of try to find the sweet spot in between. I find people in pre-foreclosure, I know I have to give them time to accept it. But after like 6 months, if they don't do a deal with me, if they want to call me right before the auction date, there's usually very little equity left in the house, and it requires some sort of court action with a lawyer to stop. And I can't take that risk. So maybe you can kind of frame your conversation with them like, listen, I know you need some time to process this. Just don't wait till the final sale date. And then with foreclosures, it's the procrastination. Like it's every one of them has it. You just got to find the one that goes, okay, I got to move on. So the problem is you can have 50 foreclosures. There's typically only one or two that will actually work with you. And they drive me nuts, man. Like people in like, I'm like, you're going to live, like, you can't even tell them like that. So you have to be nice to them and you got to front them. But I don't like all the drama that goes with it. That's what drives me nuts. And I know you get that a lot, right?
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
the reason I can't pay my mortgage and that. Just like, listen, and just do a consistent patterning, following up with them. But when they get to that last 30 days, that's like that's the Hail Mary. And honestly, your hands are kind of tied. Do you want to spend $3,000 on a lawyer to see if he can stop the sale? And then even if he stops the sale, you might have to buy it upside down. And like, remember, if they're in foreclosure for a year, all those charges, all the attorney's fees just adds on to the entire bill.
Would it be better to do a loan mod?
Yeah.
What's that?
Would it be better to have someone do a loan modification that's like specialized in that process?
I personally hate loan modifications because they have such a high failure rate, and really it's a trick the bank puts in to try to give people hope. I hate loan modifications. Like once they do them, because nobody ever fulfills them, they eventually will screw up on the loan modification as well too. So I would look at, are you doing any type of government lists?
No, so far just pre-foreclosures. I was it piqued my interest when you mentioned the arrest list. How do I get onto that? Do I just search the county and then say arrest?
Yeah, county, sheriff. How are you actually marketing your pre-foreclosures?
I just market them on Facebook groups mostly, and then I have a few. Like I'll just post it in the Facebook group, like, hey, I got this lead. Is anyone interested?
I'm talking about getting the deal.
Acquisitions.
So I have a title rep that just sends me a list of pre-foreclosures every week.
And how do you get the deal?
I don't do any marketing essentially. So
they just come to you?
Yeah.
You gotta call them.
Oh, I skip trace them. Okay, sorry. So I skip trace the list.
Cold call, SMS?
I skip trace the list, SMS. If I get any traction, any replies, then I call them. And then what was that?
You need to put yellow sticky notes on those doors too. It's like door knocking, but so easier, bro.
It's a complete different way.
It's a game changer, man.
Okay, I'm gonna do that actually next week.
I guarantee there's probably 5 people in your market that are calling that same list. You'll be the only one who puts a sticky note on that door.
Okay. And it's a good use of your time other than you got to go out and drive, but it's the old fashioned way. I used to knock on every door and go through.
How many pre-foreclosures are you getting a month?
Per month, we're getting about 200 to 300.
300 a month. So divide by 4. I mean, that's 75 a week. That's pretty doable. Yeah. Right?
There's something less threatening about putting a little sticky note. It's like, it's casual.
I don't talk to them?
Huh?
It's better not to talk to them.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you don't have to pay the skip trace bill on it either.
I don't like the pre-foreclosures to a point on the calling because they're getting collection agencies, loan sharks, like
everybody's doing it, and
loan
that's
servicing companies. But when you do like hey, this is Zach, give me a call back, you're going to get almost 100% of them calling you back. It's like direct mail, but it's free.
Yeah. Other than going out and putting them on the door,
Yeah.
it's
And
extremely
you can hire
efficient.
a kid to do it like $2 to do one.
Okay.
And remember, there's a different mentality when they reach out and call you as opposed to you attacking them. It's like, they're like,
Yeah.
when they're calling you, you have to assume they have interest in selling you the property.
Yeah.
When you're calling them, 98%
Hey,
of them are going to kick
hey,
you
I
to
was
the
in the
curb.
neighborhood and this seems like a house that I might have wanted to buy, me and my partner. Are you looking to sell it just out of the blue?
Yeah, just a creative note. Hey, I had a question
it.
about your house.
It's way better than calling, paying a VA, doing all the skip tracing, because it's just way better. I'm just telling you, it's in this type of market, you have to do stuff that no one else in your market's going to do. And that might even increase the amount of deals you do by 10%, but
Yeah.
it counts, man. Like it adds up.
And just to let you know, there's companies out there that will pre-print a sticky notepad for you with your message, and you can get like 500 in them, and you don't even have
Or
to
you
do
do
it.
the stamp, or you just
You can
handwrite it.
stamp
It doesn't
it.
matter.
You can handwrite it. Don't complicate it.
But you
It's
do have like
easy.
arrest records. It's like adding door knocking, but you don't have to do the annoying parts of door knocking.
It's so time consuming
just
to
saying,
do door knocking.
That's just something I think you should implement. Hey, try it for 2 months. If it crashes, it crashes, but it could be something that could increase your business and definitely.
You can only increase your odds. It's not going to make it
Yeah.
worse.
I'm doing this tomorrow. That's
Okay.
awesome. I
What's
love
the
that
sticky note gonna
information.
say?
So
I'm
the
sorry?
message is crucial.
What's the sticky note going to say?
It's gonna say, "Damn, put me on the spot like that." It'll be, I'm an investor, a local investor.
No.
Simple, man. If I hear
Okay.
investor, I'm like, I'm not doing
I'm
no
not
dang
doing that.
investor.
That guy's a shark. He's going to
He's
kill
coming
me.
after
I'm
me.
interested in buying your home. How about that?
No.
So listen, so I'm going to give you marketing 101. What is
Okay.
the goal when you reach out for a marketing piece? I say you had an insurance business or something else. What's the goal when you either you spend money or like you do it for free and put in your time? What is the goal when you send someone a message?
You want to pique their interest,
And
connect with them.
correct. If they don't call you, you have zero shot at a sale. So
Mhm.
you don't want to give them too much information to predetermine what like you're doing. I'm not telling you to be dishonest, but the minute you say, I'm an investor, like, oh, investor, I've heard about these in the news right now, investors are getting a bad rap. It's not us that's buying like millions of homes at a time. It's Wall Street. So they're going to wrap you up. You're a greedy Wall Street person. So you want to
Right.
get rid of any preconceived notions, simple messages that would make them call you back. That is ethical and legal. And it's got to be within like basically a sentence or two. I'm talking like 5-6 words and a phone number and a name.
You just got to get them to call. So what I'm telling you is, like I've said before, this is recorded. So go back to YouTube. Hey, this is your name or your girlfriend's name, whoever's going to answer the phone. I had a quick question about the house. Please give me a call.
Boom. I'm going to call you if you stick that on my door. So ask yourself the question,
Right.
what would make someone call if they
If
stuck
someone put
something
that
on
on your front door, you're going to be like, who's that, right?
Try it with your girlfriend. Just put a sticker on the door and see how she reacts to it. Test market it. I'm telling you guys, you overthink this business. There's so many things you can do just to make it. If you put it, most investors put way too much information, even on a simple postcard.
Because when you call a pre-foreclosure list, you got to figure out what the number is. How many of those people do you actually get in front of and ask if they want to sell the house? I guarantee it's less than 40%, right?
Definitely.
You can probably get close to 85 to 90%. That means that your message goes out there triple the amount. Doing a sticky note, it's called reverse drawing for dollars. You're basically tripling your results by working less. And it's cheaper, right?
Hey, it works. I'm just
That's
telling
why
you.
you have to make it very intriguing. Hey, this is whoever's going to answer the call. I had a quick question about the house. Please give me a call back. 2 words. Sometimes it's scary because you go in the door and someone's like there. You don't have to put it on their door. You just put it on their windshield. That works really well too because they're obviously got to drive.
And tell him what you do if he goes there and someone opens the door, starts chewing him out, like going ballistic crazy.
My boss is making me put this here.
I'm just, dude, don't shoot the messenger. Sorry.
Yeah.
It gives you an out. Like
and
the old days.
And then your girlfriend's got to answer the call.
The old days, I put on my best sneakers, man. Like I was stretching because sometimes I had dogs let loose on me. I had baseball bats, like dangerous stuff. I'm like, I don't have the speed anymore, man.
You're in Florida.
Now they're just like now they're just gonna like point at you. But I'm just
Yeah.
telling you,
Door knocking stinks because everyone's got a Ring doorbell. So
and that's the
Yeah.
other problem with it.
Yeah,
The
so you don't
door,
have to deal
you'll
with the
never
ring
get
people.
past the gatekeeper on it. So
Yeah.
if you get confronted, and anyone who's doing this technique, the third party works well. I'd say, listen, I'm just my boss told me to stick the doors out there. And then now here's the fun part. Say they engage you, go, I am interested in selling my house. That's when you go, well, I can collect some information from you, be very non-threatening and collect their information and see if you can have a natural conversation. And then that's when it happens. Trying to force the door knocking, it just doesn't work anymore.
If I was a realtor, that's all I'd be doing. I'm telling you, I'd be a
I
rich
know.
realtor. But I'm just telling you, dude, it works. I'm just trying to give you like something to maybe triple the amount of leads you're getting, and that can only make you more money, man.
And keep it, but this is simple. It's not like we're not putting complicated layers on it for you.
Yeah.
I'm simplifying it. I'm telling you it works. We've done it in our local market. We've had a lot of people that we've taught how to do this. It just works. The path you're doing is not working great. It might change over time. So you got to take action now so you can connect with these people in pre-foreclosures.
Okay, that makes sense. Would that sticky note technique also work with ugly homes and how you do driving for deals? Just leave a sticky note.
Driving for
Works
dollars,
with anything,
same thing.
man. It's amazing.
Awesome. Well, that totally helps out with that. I have one more question if you guys have time. I'm doing a JV on a deal out in Illinois. I did bring it to the other person I'm JVing with. They locked it up under contract. However, they only locked it up under their LLC and not my LLC on the contract. But they did do a JV agreement saying that this property, once we dispose this property, we will be paying you.
Okay. What's the question?
Is that proper practice? Like, am I still protected in that deal, or should I reach out to the title?
I would make sure that you get that JV contract you have and get it in the titles company's hands and let them know you have an interest in that property.
Okay.
Okay. By doing that, you put the title company on notice. If you pay him and not pay me, you potentially have a lawsuit and a claim on your hands. So you got to get someone's name, verify it, put them on the spot.
Wait, here's one thing you do too. Call the title company and say, hey, can I just find out who the closing agent is? Hey, Sally Sue, just making sure that you got the JV agreement so you know that I got whatever the deal. Just so they know. A title company is a third party. They don't care if you're getting paid or not. They could care less.
They don't care.
But if they have a JV, now they're legally obligated to pay you. And so they won't screw you. You get screwed from JV agreements when the title company only thinks that John Smith is getting paid.
They can't pay who they don't know.
So if they know who you are and you send that JV agreement, they're going to pay the other person. So it's call, man.
Yeah, sooner the better. And that way, because listen, they don't want to get in a fight and controversial and just hopefully the person does the right thing. But the title company is where you enter that JV agreement to make sure that your end is fulfilled. So get on that right away. So when was the contract signed?
Shoot, this is like a month ago.
Okay, I would
get
tomorrow morning, first thing. That's what you got to do.
Okay, all right, I'll get that done. Hey, I appreciate y'all and your time. And when is this gonna go on to YouTube so I can rewatch it?
It's live right now. So in
okay, so okay, awesome.
Yeah, it'll be
good, man. All right,
thanks,
y'all. Your face on there.
Okay,
Thanks,
bud.
man.
See you.